Welcome back to the deep dive. Ready to dive into some seriously cool ideas about learning faster, building essential skills, and even getting creative with data? It's
Yeah,
like we've got the cheat codes to level up in life and work all in one place.
it is an interesting mix of topics. And you know what's really cool is that our source material is actually formatted like video scripts. But the ideas in them are incredibly relevant
Yeah,
for anyone who wants to improve.
it's like we're peeking into the blueprint for success, even if it comes in a slightly unexpected package. So let's jump right in.
Okay.
Our first script is titled Master the Art of Learning Fast. And it's packed with techniques I wish I knew like years ago.
Oh, yeah.
One that really grabbed my attention is active learning. It emphasizes actually using what you're learning instead of just passively absorbing it.
It's like the difference between reading about riding a bike
Mm.
and actually getting on and pedaling.
So true. I actually used this approach when I was learning a new programming language. Instead of just reading tutorials, I started building small projects, like right away, even if they were just basic programs. And it forced me to apply what I was learning, and it just made the whole process so much more engaging and effective.
And that's really what we're aiming for, right?
Yeah.
Effective learning. And on that note, there's this other technique highlighted in the script that I find fascinating. The Feynman technique,
Okay, I'm intrigued.
named after Richard Feynman, the Nobel Prize-winning physicist,
Yes.
who is known for explaining really complex topics
But wait,
that anyone could understand.
wow. So how does it work?
It's deceptively simple. The idea is you try and teach
Yeah.
what you've learned to someone else.
Okay.
Even if it's just an imaginary audience,
Oh.
and just the act of explaining it out loud forces you to identify any gaps in your own understanding. If you can't explain it, you probably don't fully grasp it.
Makes sense. It's the way to test yourself.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And I can see how that would be helpful for any subject, history, math, even learning a new skill like cooking.
Absolutely.
And it ties in nicely with the idea of active learning we're just talking about.
They really work hand in hand.
Now I'm also curious about this spaced repetition technique mentioned in the script. It seems like it could be a game changer for anyone who struggles with remembering information.
Oh, it definitely can be. Spaced repetition is based on the principle that our brains are more likely to retain information when we review it at increasing intervals.
So instead of cramming,
Yeah,
you space out your study sessions.
over time. And, there are even apps that can help with this, like Anki.
Oh, cool. So it's like giving your brain a workout, but instead of lifting weights, you're strengthening those neural pathways.
That's a great way to put it. It's about working with your brain, not against it.
I like that. Now, the script also touches on a couple of other points that might seem pretty straightforward,
Yeah.
but are often overlooked. Focus on the fundamentals and stay curious. Why are these so important?
Well, think of it like building a house. You need a strong foundation.
Yeah. If the foundation is weak, the whole structure is at risk.
Right. And it's the same with learning. If you don't have a firm grasp of those basic concepts, you'll struggle to build upon them and master more complex ideas.
Makes sense.
And staying curious, that's like the engine. That drives us to learn and explore. When you're genuinely interested, you're more likely to be engaged.
Yeah.
Ask questions and seek out knowledge.
It's like that intrinsic motivation that
Yeah.
keeps us going.
Yeah.
That's a great analogy. It really highlights why it's just going through the motions isn't enough. You need that strong foundation and that genuine thirst for knowledge.
To really accelerate your learning.
It's not just about speed either. It's about depth of understanding.
Right. It's about being able to apply what you've learned
Exactly.
in a meaningful way.
This first script alone is packed with actionable insights. It seems like the key takeaway here is that learning faster isn't about some magical shortcut, but it's about approaching learning in a more intentional and strategic way.
Yeah. It's about understanding how your brain works
Yeah.
and using techniques that leverage those natural processes.
Now, I couldn't help but notice some striking similarities between the next two scripts.
Yeah.
Essential skills for a successful life and skills that make or break your business.
Okay.
It makes me wonder if there is some sort of universal formula for success.
That's a great question. And, it is fascinating to see how many of these skills really do transcend specific domains.
Like, for example, both scripts emphasize the importance of communication skills.
Yeah. And for good reason. I mean,
Okay.
think about it. Whether you're leading a team,
Yeah.
negotiating a deal, or just having a conversation with someone you care about, being able to communicate effectively is absolutely crucial.
You know, it makes me think of a friend. who was so nervous about a job interview. She was so qualified for the position, but she really struggled with expressing herself clearly under pressure.
Oh, I've been there.
We actually practiced using the Feynman technique
Really?
to help her articulate her skills and experiences more confidently. And guess what? She aced the interview and got the job.
That's fantastic. It's a perfect example of how mastering a technique like the Feynman technique can have a real-world impact.
Absolutely. It highlights how these concepts can be so practical and empowering.
I love that.
Another skill that features prominently in both scripts is problem solving.
That's a big one. It goes beyond just finding solutions to specific issues.
Right. It's more about cultivating a mindset, a way of approaching challenges with critical thinking, creativity, and resilience.
It's like building a mental muscle that gets stronger with every challenge.
So it's not about avoiding problems altogether. It's about developing the skills and the mindset to navigate them effectively.
Whether they arise in our personal or professional lives.
Right.
And the beauty of it is, the more you practice problem solving in one area of your life, the better equipped you become to handle challenges in other areas as well.
It's about developing a transferable skill set for navigating life's ups and downs.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Life is full of surprises.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's better to be prepared.
Absolutely.
Expert speaker.
It's amazing how those skills can be so useful in different areas of life.
It really is.
It makes you realize how connected everything is, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of brings us to a topic that might seem a bit unexpected.
Okay.
Trust me, it's super relevant. We're going to talk about creative data visualization.
Okay, I have to admit, when I first saw that script title, I thought, data visualization, is that really for everyone?
That's a common misconception,
Yeah.
but I think you'll be surprised by how powerful it can be.
I'm all ears.
So think about it this way. We're living in a world that is absolutely overflowing with data.
Oh.
But data on its own can be overwhelming, difficult to digest. The real magic happens when you can transform that raw data into something visually compelling,
Okay.
something that tells a story,
Yeah.
something that people can actually understand
Yeah.
and engage with.
So it's not just about creating charts and graphs,
Right.
it's about using visuals to communicate information in a way that's
the...
both clear and engaging.
It's about choosing the right visual format to match the data and the message.
Okay.
Like, for example, if you're comparing different values, a bar chart might be the most effective. But if
Yeah.
you're trying to show trends over time, a line chart might be a better choice.
So the visual should reinforce the
Yes,
message.
exactly.
The script also mentions
Right.
the importance of understanding your audience. How does that play into
Yeah.
data visualization?
Oh, it's crucial. Just like with any form of communication, you need to tailor your message to the people you're trying to reach.
So if you're presenting data.
Yeah, to a group of experts,
Mm.
you might be able to use more
Yeah.
technical language
Yeah.
and complex visuals.
But if you're trying to explain something to a general audience, you need to keep it simple.
Right. Use visuals that are easy to understand.
So it's about meeting your audience where they are
Yeah.
and using visuals to help them understand.
Absolutely. It's about bridging that gap
Yeah.
between the data and clear understanding.
What about the creative aspect of data visualization?
That's where you can really make the data come alive.
So how do we do that?
Well, think about using color strategically to highlight key insights or incorporating icons, illustrations to make the data more relatable. You could even use animation to tell a story with the data.
It sounds like there's a whole art to data visualization.
There is. It's about blending the science of data analysis with the art of storytelling.
And I'm starting to see how this could be relevant to anyone,
Absolutely.
regardless of their profession.
Imagine creating a compelling visual presentation to pitch a new business idea, explain a complex concept to your team, or even using data visualization to analyze your personal finances or track your fitness goals.
The possibilities are endless.
They really are.
It's like adding a whole new dimension to communication.
Going beyond just words and numbers
Yeah.
to create something truly engaging.
And memorable.
And there are so many tools available now that make it easy for anyone to do this,
Oh, really?
even if you don't have a background in data science.
That's great.
Tools like Power BI
Yeah.
and Tableau allow you to create stunning visuals with just a few clicks.
I'm definitely going to have to check those out.
You should.
Now, all this talk about communication has me thinking about another important skill, content writing.
Oh, yes.
It might seem like a bit of a jump from data visualization, but when you think about it, they're both about effectively conveying information.
That's a great observation.
And the script, titled Start Your Journey as a Content Writer, offers some really valuable insights that apply even if you don't want to be a professional writer.
So what are some of the key takeaways?
Yeah, what can our listeners learn from this, even if they're not planning to write a novel?
Well, one of the first things the script emphasizes is the importance of finding your niche,
Okay.
which essentially means identifying your areas of expertise and passion.
So even if you're...
Yeah, just writing an email or a
Yeah.
social media post.
Yep.
Knowing what you want to communicate and who you're trying to reach will make your writing more focused and effective.
That's like having a clear sense of purpose,
Exactly. And direction.
which applies to any form of communication.
It really does.
The script also highlights the importance of research skills,
Of course.
which are crucial for any type of writing.
But it goes beyond just finding information. It's
Okay.
about critically evaluating sources, synthesizing different perspectives,
Yeah.
and presenting information
Yeah.
in a way that's both accurate and engaging,
It's about being a discerning consumer of information.
and a skilled curator of knowledge,
That's a great way to put it, especially in today's world.
where we're bombarded with information.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's SEO,
That stands for...
a search engine optimization.
Oh, right.
Now, this might seem like a purely technical aspect of online writing, but it really boils down to understanding how to make your writing discoverable online.
So even if you're just writing...
Yeah, a blog post for fun. Understanding SEO can help you reach a wider audience
It's like making sure your voice can be heard.
in that vast online landscape.
Yeah.
And of course, no matter what you're writing, editing is crucial.
Right.
The script mentions tools like Grammarly and Hemingway, which can help you polish your writing, make sure it's clear and concise.
But even beyond those tools, it's about taking the time to review your work, refine your ideas.
Make sure it flows smoothly,
And finally, the script emphasizes consistency.
especially when it comes to developing your writing skills.
Like any skill, writing improves with practice.
The more you write, the more comfortable and confident you become.
I've definitely found that to be true. The more I write, the easier it becomes to express my thoughts.
And organize your ideas.
Exactly.
It's like building a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
It seems like. The overarching message is that writing skills are increasingly valuable,
In today's world.
regardless of what you do.
Absolutely.
It's a superpower that anyone can develop.
I like that.
Now, we've covered a lot of ground, from those accelerated learning techniques to essential skills for life and work. And I can't help but feel like there's a common thread
Yeah.
running through all of these topics.
What do you think it is?
It's like they're all pointing to a larger idea, a framework for personal and professional growth.
I think you're right. And that brings us to our final video script
Okay.
titled Create Your Own Path to Success.
Ooh, I like that.
This script seems to pull all these threads together, suggesting that success isn't some predetermined destination,
Mm-hmm.
but rather a journey that we create through our choices and actions.
I love that framing. It feels empowering.
It is empowering.
Like we
Wow.
have the agency to shape our own destinies.
Exactly. And the script highlights some key principles that can help us build that path to success.
Okay, I'm ready to hear them.
One of the first is the importance of setting clear goals.
That might seem obvious.
It might.
Without a clear destination, it's easy to get lost.
It's like setting out on a road trip. Without a map,
Right.
you might enjoy the scenery, but you're unlikely to reach your intended destination.
Unless you know where you're going.
Exactly.
And it's not just about setting any goals. It's about setting goals that are meaningful to you.
Goals that align with your values.
And aspirations.
Otherwise, it's easy to lose motivation.
And direction.
So it's about finding that sweet spot
Yeah.
where your passions and your ambitions intersect.
Absolutely.
And once you have those goals in place, the script talks about
Yeah.
developing daily habits.
That support those goals.
This is where
Yeah.
the rubber meets the road.
This is where it gets real.
It's about translating those big goals
Yeah.
into small, actionable steps.
that you can do consistently.
It reminds me
Mm.
of the compound effect. Small deposits made regularly can grow into a significant sum.
Exactly.
It's about embracing the
Mm.
power of consistency and understanding that success isn't about grand gestures. It's about those small steps.
Taken day after day.
And it's not about blindly following routine either.
Right.
The script emphasizes measuring progress and being willing to adjust,
So it's about being flexible,
adaptable,
learning from your experiences,
making course correction.
embracing the journey.
Yeah, not just focusing on the destination.
The script also highlights the importance of surrounding yourself with supportive and growth-minded people.
It's like choosing your travel companions wisely.
Right.
If you're surrounded by people who are positive and
Yeah,
encouraging,
yeah.
it can make the journey much more enjoyable.
And rewarding.
Absolutely.
And finally, the script emphasizes resilience.
Acknowledging that setbacks are inevitable.
But it encourages us to view those setbacks as opportunities for growth.
It's about embracing those challenges, learning from our mistakes,
And coming back stronger.
and wiser.
This idea of creating our own path to success really resonates with me. It's about taking ownership of our journey, embracing the highs and the lows, and continuously striving to learn and grow.
It's a powerful reminder that success isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we create through our choices, our actions, and our unwavering commitment to personal growth.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From learning hacks to essential skills, and even that unexpected detour into data visualization.
It's been quite a journey.
It has.
And it's amazing to see how these seemingly separate concepts are all connected, weaving together this tapestry of personal and professional growth.
I love that. Now comes the part I always find so exciting, the so what moment.
Oh, yes.
We've explored all these incredible ideas, but what does it all mean for you, our listener? How can you take these insights and apply them to your own life?
That's the real challenge.
It is.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one thing to understand these concepts in theory, but putting them into practice, that's a whole other ballgame.
So I want to leave you with a challenge. Of all the techniques and ideas we've explored today, which one resonated with you the most? Which one sparked a little fire and made you think, I need to try that?
And even better, what's one small action you can take today to start putting that idea into practice?
It doesn't have to be a huge leap.
No, even a tiny step can create momentum.
Maybe it's committing to 15 minutes tonight to experiment with the Feynman technique. Or maybe it's exploring one of those data visualization tools we talked about,
Yeah.
like Power BI, and seeing how you could use it
Yeah.
to present information in a more engaging way.
Or maybe it's just identifying one small habit that aligns with a goal you set and committing to doing it every day for a week. The key is to take action.
To move from the realm of ideas to the realm of experience.
I love that.
And we'd love to hear
Yeah.
about your experiences.
Yes.
Share your insights, your aha moments, your challenges and triumphs.
Remember, learning is a journey, and it's always more rewarding when we share it with others.
We're all in this together, constantly learning, growing, and evolving. And by sharing our experiences, we can support and inspire each other along the way.
So, until next time, keep diving deep, keep exploring, and keep those learning sparks flying.
See you next time.